husband. So I watch Married at First Sight sometimes, like just to help me go to bed. Like it's mindless. It's something you don't have to think about. So I just watch it, before I pass out. And what I've been noticing is there's a common theme of these men choosing bossy, uh, spicy, and just pushy women. And it's weird because before it was more like the girls saying that, like, I want to be a boss, babe, and I want to be, the one that's going to lead the relationship. They'd say things like that, and it makes sense because they would have power. But now I'm noticing that like the men are starting to believe this, right? Like the men are starting to take on this sort of belief that they want a boss babe or a spicy woman or somebody that pushes them. And I'm the nicest guy in the world, right? But I have to say this: if you need a woman to push you, you're a loser, right? And this is why I say that, because testosterone alone is goal driven, right? Like when you have testosterone, more than likely you have goals that you want to accomplish. So the fact that you have testosterone, the fact that you have a brain and you have interest, how does that not push you? I don't need a woman to push me. I need somebody to slow me down, honestly, because I have so many interests and so many things that I want to do. Like it'd be like running a marathon and then having somebody say, "Hey, do you want to run another 10 miles?" No, of course not, because you're already tired, right? I need somebody to soothe me. I need somebody to sort of, when I come home, like, make me feel comfortable. That's what I need. I don't need anybody to push me. But I've noticed that, and it's not just one guy, it's like a couple of these guys, like, they want moms. Like, it's really scary. And I don't know if it's just the generation or whatever it is, but like, men are really starting to eat this up. Like, the generation of men coming up now are really feminine. Like, they really need a woman to push them, and it's really really sad. Men have never really been like that unless you are a loser. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying you're gonna stay a loser. I'm not trying to insult anybody, but that's really how I feel about it. Like it's really sad. Um, and what's crazy about it is that these guys will be like, I need a woman to push me, and then the woman will literally end up being like their mom. If you guys watch the show, particularly this girl named Hannah, right? She's literally just like belittling this dude the whole time, and to the point she even said, she goes, "I taught you everything that you know about being a man. You were a boy before I met you." And it's like, it's kind of fucked up, but it's she's kind of right. You know what I mean? And it's like, what's going on here? And the women love that role because then they get control, right? They use that control sex. Well, you weren't good. You weren't good. You didn't do your responsibilities, so you don't get any sex. You know what I mean? And they use it to emotionally manipulate men, right? Because they can always say, well, you got to do this better. You got to do that better. It's like she's the one holding the standards to relationship. Whatever the standards she set is the standards for the relationship. And the guys just go along with. I'm talking about 6'2", big, strong dudes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like with careers and stuff like that. And they're just going along like, okay, yeah, well, I'm sorry, and I didn't mean to say it like that. And like, it's just so sad. And they'll like make them do humiliation rituals. Like they'll literally call the guy over with her and her friend, and call the guy over so they can just belittle this man and have him like apologize. First of all, I am not going in front of any girl and her friends so they could just fucking wail on me. What do you think is gonna happen? You think she's gonna take your side? Of course not. They're gonna sit there and tell you like why you're wrong, like a little boy. Never do that. If you have an issue, you speak to your girl directly, right? And she has to speak to you with respect. And I'm not talking to your friend about our relationship. Get the hell out of here. Hell no. Guys, we got to start standing up for ourselves. This is really sad. And again, on the females part, I understand like it's still fucked up, but at the end of the day, like, all right, they want the power, they find it amusing, and stuff like that. But we really have to get better at this, man. Like, it's just really sad. It's like the degradation of masculinity watching that show, right? Um, there was one girl there who even admitted that like she had like a past. Well, I've had a past, and you know, uh, this, that, and the third. And the guy's like, well, yeah, I accept that. We all have a past and blah, blah, blah. But then he had something come up in his past, and she just drug it out. Like, you could tell she was going to stay with him anyway, but she just made him feel so bad. Like, she tortured him for it, right? Whereas if it was the other way around, she'd use some manipulation tactic and make it look like he was being insensitive for not understanding her or her needs or judging her, right? Don't you judge me. I feel judged, right? That's what they love to say. But when it's his turn, it's like, oh no, you're bad. And I feel terrible about it. And you have to make me feel better. And until I feel better, just keep sucking up to me. And that's what they do. The guys just keep sucking up to them because you feel so bad. Look, you take me or leave me. All right. I did what I did. And, if I'm wrong, I'll apologize. But after I apologize, I'm not groveling. I'm just not going to do it. You can go. You know what I mean? And like, maybe that's just where I'm at in my life right now. But like, it's just so sad. It's just so sad. Death before dishonor. You know what I mean? Like, I think even in the Bible, it says it's better to, what is it? Sleep on the floor or something like that, on the roof of a house than with a nagging woman. You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't understand how these guys do this for a piece of peace leave, And it's like, but it's not even just the sex. It's like they're emotional. Like they need that emotional support from a woman. Like, do you have no relationship with God? Do you have no relationship with your family? Like you need that emotional support from a woman. And I know maybe I'm sounding like I'm trying to be a hard ass, but I'm really not. This is really who I am. Like that's just sad. Again, I'm a human being. Of course I like the company of a woman. Of course if I'm with a girl, obviously we're gonna depend on it emotionally. But to need that to the point where you'll let yourself be disrespected for some emotion, to have somebody to cuddle up with and go goo goo gaga and whatever the hell they do, like that's crazy to me. My self-respect is more important than anything. I don't care how good you look. I don't care what you got between your legs. I don't care how emotionally involved we are. Like I have a relationship with the Most High. I have a relationship with my family. Like that's who I come to with emotion. So it's really sad. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe people no longer have relationships with things that are like, I don't know, bigger than just, flesh and blood. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not saying you have to believe in God, but something that, that anchors you. But it's just really, really sad. But anyway, I'm gonna stop ranting about that. You guys have to go to bed. It's late. But yeah, don't be like that, man. Don't be like that.